Hello, my name is Christina Eanes, and I am host of the Quit Bleeping Around podcast and the Christina Eanes YouTube channel. As a proud volunteer for Suited for Change, I'm hosting a very special podcast series. In honor of Black History Month and Women's History Month, I'm interviewing several amazing ladies who have some great advice to share. Hello, Althea. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Chris, for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we both love Suited for Change, so we're here to be a part of that again today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love
Yeah.
a great organization.
Oh, yes. So can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yes, I recently retired from federal government. I was in worked for the FBI for about 33 years, all strictly in an administrative role. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, well, a small town outside of Memphis, and I worked there for the Bureau for about 9 years, and then I discovered the overseas program, and I got into that program, and I left the country and stayed gone for 12 years. I
Wow.
absolutely, absolutely loved it. It was the best thing that could have ever happened to me as a young lady growing up in the South from a small town. Uh, I gained so much knowledge and traveled the world and met so many interesting people and I had an opportunity to live a life I never dreamed imaginable. So I spent basically as a secretary slash administrative assistant in that role for the 33 years. But I tell you, I traveled and experienced some great things. So it was fantastic for me.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
nice. Well, and I know that we have to have run into each other at some point.
Maybe.
Yeah, being my former employer as well. So I know we had to have run, but isn't it interesting that we came together at Suited for Change?
I know it's a small world.
I know.
It's truly small.
Yeah. So speaking of that, how did you find yourself at Suited for Change?
I found Suited for Change through a church member of mine. She and I usually, when we're going to church regularly, sit next to each other on Saturday evenings, and she told me that she volunteered. She worked at the hospital. And she also told me that she volunteered. And I said, "Oh, where?" And she said, "Suited for Change." She asked me if I'd heard of it. And I said no. And she said she'd also donated a lot of clothing there. So she knew I was coming up on retirement, getting ready to retire. So I thought, oh, okay. And even the idea of volunteering and just being in a different environment, because I lived in the government and worked in the government bubble for 33 years. That's all I ever knew. So it sounded so interesting to me to be able to donate clothing to an organization and then potentially go there and volunteer just to see, do something different, to step out
Yeah.
the comfort zone of the government.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's how I came to find them and know about them, and then once I retired, I donated a ton of clothes for an event that they were having. I think in February of last year, before we went to shutdown in March,
oh.
and then after shutdown, I was just thinking about, oh, I want to get involved and do something for the community, try to give back. And so I went on the Suited for Change website and that I checked to see if they were not hiring, but just to look for the volunteer information. And I saw where they were recruiting volunteers. I said, oh, okay. So I sent an email and got a response.
They're like, yes, thank you.
So they were pretty shocked that I reached out to them, especially during that particular time. But I did and went down for a face to face and met with them, and they gave me the whole spiel about Suited for Change and how they operated and how typically they were extremely busy, before COVID, but
Yeah.
everything had pretty much come to a standstill for them. But they were still suiting people, so I was afforded the opportunity to shadow a young lady, and and after that, they turned me loose.
So now you suit individuals.
I suit individuals on Wednesdays. Wednesday is my day to go. I suit them in person. And now we are trying to suit virtually. Suit If Changes started to reach out to previous clients just to check on them, to let them know we're thinking about them, to see how they're doing, and ask if they need anything. So we're sending them a few things, just to give them some love virtually and
Yeah.
keep them motivated and upbeat about what they're doing with their lives.
Oh, and so what exactly does, for those that don't know, what does suiting someone mean?
Suiting someone means that if you're we work with several different agencies, but those agencies will send a lady or ladies to Suited for Change if they have an upcoming interview or if they've already been interviewed and received a job offer. So when they come to us initially for the interview, I will suit them with two outfits to prepare them for the interview. And that could be a dress or a suit, um, dress in a blazer, skirt and blazer, slacks and blazers, cardigan and blazer, just kind of along with the blouse, and
Yeah.
shoes, and handbag, and jewelry. All the accessories to kind of go along to pull the whole outfit together. That is for the interview portion. And if they're hired, then they're allowed to come back and get three more outfits. So I will suit them in two initially for an interview, and then when they're hired, they come back and I will suit them in three outfits. So they have a total of a week's worth of clothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they kind of
So,
pull from.
oh yeah. No, so I know you mentioned your why a little bit before, but I can't imagine. Can you share a little bit about what it feels like to be face to face and help these ladies feel better about themselves and get ready? I mean, there's so much, I'm sure, involved in that. Can you share more on that?
Yeah, it is a lot involved in it. The ladies are coming from different spectrums. You can't even imagine some of the things that they're going through. They're trying to get back up on their feet financially. They may be in a domestic violence situation or incarceration or homelessness. So with me, I always, have a smile on my face. I want them to feel comfortable and tell them I'm there to suit them and ask them what they need, you know. And then once we kind of break the ice, then we go forward with getting them suited and into the attire that they may need. But uh, just making them feel warm and welcome, that they can accomplish anything. Any door and opportunity is there for you. So, how to be professional, make sure you're professional and stand upright and get your shoulders back and you're looking directly in the eye. Because I'm suiting them, but we're also talking to, I haven't coached anyone, but I'm also just trying to offer advice and just,
Yeah.
the willingness to, you know, take whatever the assignments that are given to you, because that's how you get you make it in this world. You can't say no, I don't want to do that. You do what you have to do to get
Yeah.
the next step in your life.
Yeah. It sounds very
Yeah,
rewarding.
very well. I mean, we want them to feel good either way. So most of the time, we're laughing and just having a really good time. I want their, especially with me, when I'm suiting someone, I want them to feel good and feel at ease.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh.
how I'm feeling.
Oh, awesome. Now, we are in the midst of two very special months. So, in honor of Black History Month and International Women's History Month,
Mhm.
what advice do you have for other Black women?
But I would say challenge yourself. Don't ever stop trying to be and do your best. Don't ever take no for an answer. When one door closes, you should find another door to open because the opportunities are endless. And for me, I can honestly say, don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. When I went overseas, my family was shocked because I left Memphis to go to Cairo, Egypt.
Wow.
And they were like, they could not believe it. I was leaving, but that opportunity came. And if I didn't take it, it wouldn't come again. And I left, went overseas, and met a whole new family of people and friends and experienced life like I, I, I never imagined. So you have to sometimes walk away and kind of leave things and people behind in order to grow.
I love that.
You can't always stay, you know, in one position all the time and expect to grow. So sometimes you have to just walk away and see what else is out there. And there's a whole world out there waiting for Black women, women of color, yellow and brown girls. I mean, it's out there. I teach this to my nieces all the time, but they don't listen to me. They love my small hometown, and I love going home. But every time I go home, it seems like it gets smaller and
Oh,
like, oh my God. But they just there's more to life. So don't ever give up on yourself. Keep dream big and dream as big as you possibly can because you can truly achieve anything. But it takes work and dedication. Nothing happens overnight. It seems like it. It may seem like it, but for some, but people have put in the hours and this blood, sweat, and tears to get there, and you have to really work hard to do it. But it's achievable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love it. The 20 years of hard work turns into overnight success, right?
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. I mean, I left.
There is no overnight.
So it looks like it's like, man, they made
Yeah.
it big. Yeah, but boy, they suffer trying to get there.
Yeah.
People really have to work hard to get to where they are.
And I love that you also said that essentially at the end of our comfort zone, there's a whole world out there waiting for us to grow and experience and just go for it.
It is. It absolutely is. So
Oh, well, thank you so much for giving us your time today, Althea.
you're more than welcome. I'm happy to be on your podcast and happy to do anything for Suited for Change. I love the organization. I love those ladies. So whatever they ask of me, I always say yes.
Same here. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.